RuneScape Wiki 44,138 pages. SIGNINREGISTER. Explore updates RuneScape community. View, talk. In, Grandmaster Quests, Ritual of the Mahjarrat. Ritual of the Mahjarrat. This article is about the quest. For the actual ritual, see the Ritual of Rejuvenation. This article has a quick guide found here. Quick guides provide a brief summary of the steps needed for completion. Ritual of the Mahjarrat is a Grandmaster quest. It is the sequel to 4 quests, A Tale of Two Cats, While Guthix Sleeps, The Curse of Aruth, and The Temple at Sentissen. This quest continues the mysteries of the Mahjarrat storyline from where the Temple at Sentissen left off. During the quest, SYZYGY occurs and the Mahjarrat begin their ritual for the 18th time. Meanwhile, the 3 dragonkin released from their prison after the events of While Guthix Sleeps cause havoc across Guylina. It has been confirmed that, while this is the finale to the Mysteries of the Mahjarrat, Rise of Lucian and Aruth quest subseries, the Dragonkin, Zaraos and Azanadra storylines will continue. While not required, it is recommended to have completed the General's Shadow. It is possible to start the quest without the necessary skill requirements, but these cannot be boosted when they are needed. Contents: Hide. 1 Official description. 2 Walks through. 2.1 A new mission. 2.2 On Mosla Harmless. 2.3 Into the Jungle. 2.4 The Temple Knights Archives. 2.5 The Ruins of Kethsi. 2.5.1 Opening the Underground Room. 2.6 Making Plans in Falada. 2.7 Help from Azanadra. 2.8 Traveling to Garok. 2.9 Preparing the ritual site. 2.10 Zemirigal's Fort. 2.11 Finding the Stone of Jazz. 2.12 The Stone of Jazz. 2.13 The Ritual of Rejuvenation. 2.13.1 Setups. 2.13.2 Khazad's Revenge. 2.13.3 Battle of the Mahjarrat 1, Ice Titans. 2.13.4 Battle of the Mahjarrat 2, Ice Demons. 2.14 The Beginning of the Ritual. 2.14.1 Sharath Tirurk's Armored Zombies and Aruth. 2.14.2 The Ritual of Rejuvenation. 2.15 Wrath of the Dragonkin. 3 Rewards. 3.1 Post-Quest Mini-Quest. 4 Achievements. 5 Required for completing. 6 Gallery. 7 Transcript. 8 Trivia. Official description. They signal their arrival with a devastating shriek, and leave nothing but ash, flame and destruction in their wake. All tremble in fear as they approach, and the ground rumbles in sympathy. Word of an attack on the Isle of Mosla Harmless has reached the ears of Sir Tiffy Kashian. Should you choose to accept his request, you will be sent to aid Sir 10 Death, who has come across a great threat to the world. One far greater than the pirates he was originally sent to investigate. And 7 more. SIGNINTOEDIT. Show. Ritual of the Mahjarrat, #177. Also called Rotem. Release date the 14th of September, 2011, Update. Members yes. Voiceover no. Official difficulty Grandmaster. Quest series Mahjarrat. Rise of Lucian. Arath. Return of Zaraos. Age 5th Age. Developers. Advertisement. RuneScape Wiki Explore updates RuneScape community. Fandom. Beta. Fan. Central. Games. Anime. Movies. TV. Video. Wikis. Starter. Wiki. Show. Do you have the stomach to investigate this new threat, and see it through to the end? Or will you leave the world to its doom while you cower in fear? Walks Thruff. Start point Speak to Certification in Falada. Member. Requirement. Members only. Official difficulty Grandmaster. Official length very, very long. Requirements Skill requirements are not boostable unless marked with a B for boostable. Quests. 76 Crafting. 77 Agility. 76 Mining. It is possible to begin the quest without the required skill levels. Items Required items from the tool belt are not listed unless they do not work or are not automatically added. Ring of Visibility. Rope. Spade can be acquired during the quest. The one on your tool belt will not work. Cat Speak Amulet, or Cramulet. Recommended. Anti-dragon shield or an equivalent protection against dragon fire. Activated the lodestone at Falada. A dig site pendant or a Varrock teleport to get to the dig site easily. Enemies to defeat. Armored Zombie, level 84. General Khazad, level 105. 2 Enhanced Ice Titans, level 140. 2 Ice Demons, level 140. 4 Armored Zombies, level 91. Glarka and Sapping Glassite, Unstable Glassite and Enduring Glassite, level 112, optional but recommended. It is wise to read ahead before you start a new chapter, so you know what's coming. A new mission. Speak to Certification in Falada Park. Select the Ritual of the Mahjarrat option and ask if there are any new missions or anything you can help with. Sir Tiffy will comment that you have good timing and tell you that he has an operative on Mosla Harmless, who is gathering information on attacks on human settlements, and who has been asking for assistance. He tells you to go to the other inn and ask for Sir Tendeth, who is undercover and dressed like a pirate. Finish talking to Sir Tiffy, and when you say you'll get right on it, you'll be given an offer to be teleported to Mosla Harmless. If you don't accept the offer to be teleported now, you cannot request it from Sir Tiffy later. On Mosla Harmless. Go to Mosla Harmless and find Sir Tendeth. He will be in the larger of the two pubs, dressed like a pirate wielding a dagger. You'll ask if the pirates are planning to attack cities, and Tendeth will assure you that pirates are only a threat to other ships. He will tell you that what he has been investigating is a threat to everything, up to and including fortified cities. You will be warned that Mosla Harmless jungle is about to become harder to get around and will remain that way until the conclusion of this part of the quest. If you say you wish to continue, a screech will be heard as well as ominous music. The screen will start shaking and a cutscene will show flashes of fire outside the inn. When it clears, some of the pirates outside will be lying injured on the ground. Speak to Sir Tendeth again and he will tell you to look outside to see if anyone saw anything, while he calms his nerves. Reports from the pirates as to what happened will vary. The injured pirate to the south will tell you that something threw a fireball at him, but he didn't see what did it. The injured pirate to the north will have no information. Other pirates will say they saw things like giant fire-breathing albatrosses, bony dragons that stood like men and could speak, enormous vultures and giant bats. After questioning enough pirates, you will think I'd best go and check things out. Into the jungle. Items recommended: food, weapons and armor for defending against level 67 jungle horrors that attack with melee, and an anti-dragon shield or other protection against dragon fire. A bank is available. The Sithaired robe set will allow you to quickly restore your prayer at the local musician, reducing the need for food and eliminating the need for prayer potions. Advertisement. What could have attacked Mose? La harmless. Advertisement. After speaking with various pirates, the information you acquire will suggest that the attackers flew into the jungle. You'll need to take weapons and armor with you into the jungle, as it is populated by aggressive jungle horrors. Certain Death suggests you take a look out of the gate to see what is happening out there. He will join you as you leave, but a fireball will hit and kill him before you can go anywhere. You'll duck for cover on the west side of a tropical tree. You'll then decide to run, using the trees as cover, to head east to where the fireball came from. The tall jungle. Grass also provides cover, up until you are north of trouble brewing, then you must use the trees. Follow the charred ground and burnt vegetation as a guide. If you remain in the open for too long, you will be hit by a fireball and returned to inside the town gates with some heavy damage taken. If you use reasonable dragon fire protection, the damage should be around 800. If you're low on food while doing this, you can easily restock at the bank before going. You can hide on the small and large trees, but avoid clusters with plants as they can take you out of cover and make you get hit by a fireball. Ensure you wait a second or two before moving to the next tree, otherwise the game assumes you didn't reach coverage and fireballs will strike you seemingly randomly. It seems like the music changes if you are out of cover, sounding something reminiscent of the Jaws theme. Wait for this to end before moving out of cover. Pay close attention as you near trouble brewing, as the pathing there can be quite odd. Hiding behind the building to the east does not protect you. The fireball will go through the building and still hit you. If you attempt to use rum to reach trouble brewing, you will be prevented from doing so, and will receive the message, "An unknown power seems to prevent you from drinking this item, as tasty as it seems." The deposit box can be used as cover, but the building cannot. Once you reach the far edge of trouble brewing, in the eastern trees just northeast of the building, you will activate a Kashin. Sithaf, Strysath and Sakerth will be discussing how destruction eases the rage and say that it is still building, and that someone must be using it. They decide to attack a larger settlement and that they must continue their search for the false user. They then fly off, and you say you must report back to Sir Tiffy. If you accidentally click out of this conversation, you can return to the penultimate hiding spot on the picture above, then return to the last. The cutscene will start again. This also works when you accidentally log out and back in. The Temple Knight's Archives. Items needed: Cat Speak Amulet, E. Items recommended: Rock Climbing Boots. Return to Falada Park and speak to Sir Tiffy. Tell him what you saw. He will take you to the Temple Knight Archives where you will meet Lady Table. Lady Table will produce a dossier on the Dragonkin. She says it's mostly compiled of sightings reports, similar to those on the reprehensible Snowgr. A note from Robert the Strong will be found in the dossier, saying that the stone Tusher must take the collar from his reincarnation and use it to get to Kethsi and as a puzzle key once they get there. To learn the secrets of the Dragonkin, the stone Tusher must first take the collar from my reincarnation. On it is a code to the plane of Kethsi and the key to the puzzle once he gets there. Robert the Strong. Tell Lady Table and Sir Tiffy that Robert reincarnated as a cat named Bob, and that you've researched this for an earlier adventure. Also tell them that you think you're the Stone Tusher, because of what happened during your previous mission for them. Lady Table tells you to go find Bob and get his collar. Exit the archive via the door to the east. Sir Tiffy will teleport you back to Falada. Next, use the tracking systems on your cat speak amulet, to locate Bob and acquire his collar. To use the amulet, right-click on it and select Open. The two whiskers can be clicked to rotate the triangle in the center clockwise and counterclockwise. Keep an eye on the point of the triangle that's pointing up initially, while rotating it in one direction until the eyes light up. The direction that the point is now facing is the direction you want. Try teleporting somewhere in that general direction to get closer. Bob's location is different for everyone because he moves around RuneScape, but he is often found near Death Plateau. Once you find Bob, ask for his collar. The ruins of Kethsi. Items needed: Bob's collar, spade, can be acquired in the area. Tool belt spade does not work, at least 8 empty spaces. Items recommended: food, in case of failing obstacles. Summer pies are recommended, as they boost agility as well as restoring life points. Mining and agility boosts do not work. A minimum level of 76 mining and 77 agility are required. Also, the sure-footed aura will not guarantee success with Kethsi's agility. Obstacles. You must now use the fairy ring travel system to get to the destroyed realm of Kethsi. The code you must dial, found on the reverse side of Bob's collar, is dir followed by AKS. Once at Kethsi, you will begin exploring with the aim of finding out the motives behind the Dragonkin attack. In order to do this, you must collect the 4 tetrahedrons found scattered around the Isle of Kethsi, which together form the crest of the overwhelmingly powerful Dragonkin. Once you arrive at Kethsi, head northwest and begin by searching the rubble at the north of the island, which should then give you the item, Tetrahedron 4. Next, go south, east and up onto the ramp nearby onto the first floor, UK, of the destroyed building. Now go north and use Bob's collar on the wall design. You will need to position Bob's collar correctly into the pattern of the wall design in order to open a concealed compartment. This is done by positioning the collar vertically, with the Bob side face up, in between the center right and far right piece. Once the collar is in this position, you must move it up until it slots into place. You will then receive 5 items. 2 notes, note to Robert the Strong and note to you. Path to the Dragonkin, click to enlarge. The Dragonkin. Advertisement. Inside the Temple Night. Archives. The mysterious pattern puzzle on Kethsi. Advertisement. Bob's copy. Tetrahedron 1, a statue arm and Robert's necklace. The necklace plays no role in the quest, and may be banked the next time you are at 1. This is where you will be needing the level 77 agility requirement, and cannot continue the quest without it, and boosts cannot be used to reach it. Staying on the same floor, go south and then jump across the ledge to the west. Use the statue arm you acquired from the hidden compartment on the statue with one arm. A spire will then fall. Cross this spire and then go down the ladder in front of you. Head east and up. The wall jump shortcut, which you can run up. Once up, climb the wall to the west, followed by taking the swing pole to the north. Walk across the beam to the east, and jump over the gap. Go south and jump from floor on south, and go down the ladder twice. Now, squeeze through the pipe to the east of you. Mine the rock slide that is blocking the path to the north. Climb up the wall in the north and run across the two walls to the west. You can fail these obstacles. If you stop at the middle of the run wall option, you will fail and will need to repeat the steps above. The next, third, obstacle are handholds on the wall, and you can also fail these. They are similar to the Brimhaven Agility Arena, and getting past them results in a successful run. Go down the ladder, go north outside of the building, then east and search some rubble for a strange device and tetrahedron 3. Go back up the ladder twice and then jump from the floor to the south. Slide down the roof to the south and then go south, taking the spade beside the stairs, and walk across the plank. Search the nearby rubble to find the final piece of the puzzle, tetrahedron 2. Opening the underground room. After you've found all 4 tetrahedrons, go back across the plank and go down the stairs. Once down, use all your tetrahedrons on the indentations, they are on the wall to your east and west by the stairs, to receive letters 1, 2, 3, and 4, which make up a 4-letter code. The code will also be listed in your quest journal. You will have to roam the plane of Kethsey and use the strange device to find the location that matches your code. There is a spade here if you didn't get one earlier. Use the strange device to help find the coordinates. Coordinates start in the southwest corner at AAA. The first 2 letters are the vertical column component and the second 2 are the horizontal row. The first letter of each component is the major grid reference, column and row, found in the grid below. And the second letter is the location within the major grid cells. So north from Febg is Feb then Feca, for example. West from FBCA is Faker then Eka and so on. It may be easiest to teleport out and return again using the fairy ring, code DIR followed by AKS. Once you have found your spot, dig there with a spade, and you'll find a Kethsian key. Go back to the dungeon of Kethsey in the middle of the westerly island. Go through the southern door and search the southeast bookcase for a scroll. Read the scroll to learn a new spell, Tune Bane, or search the bookcase west of it and read the journal. Making plans in Falada. Return to Falada and report to Sir Tiffy with the journal, Dathana's message. He will read it and the information will worry him a lot. He suggests you visit Iria, Therisk, and Akrazi in Falada Castle. Do so and speak to any of the 3. Tell them what you have discovered from Dathana's message. The dragonkin grow more powerful as the power of the Stone of Jazz is used. And now that Lucian is using the stone a lot, the dragonkin may become powerful to a degree that they may destroy all of Gaelina. Iria will be very concerned and, as always, Akrazi will be skeptical. Suddenly, Ali the Wise will show up and contribute additional information. His research and knowledge of astronomy have pointed out that the mahjarrat ritual of rejuvenation is about to commence. This seems like another problem to Akrazi, but Ali is able to make a plan out of it. Since Lucian will definitely be using the stone at the ritual, and several other mahjarrat have the desire to dispatch him, You may ally yourselves with said mahjarrat to counter the combined power of the stone, the staff of Armadil and Lucian, and defeat him. Akrazi will need convincing that having the aid of the mahjarrat is necessary, for he believes all of them are as evil as Lucian. Sarcastically ask him if he wants everyone on the planet to die, so, instead, you'd risk all our lives, to which he will respond more calmly. He suggests there must be another possibility. Convince him there isn't. I can't think of another way. He will still think of them as evil and deceitful, thus you must agree with him to keep a distance. Yes, we'll have to be careful. Finally, tell him that you will do the work. I will risk my own life to negotiate. Incorrect answers set you back one in the dialogue rather than the beginning. The group decides to try to get some of the mahjarrat themselves to help in thwarting Lucian, and you volunteer to investigate the ritual site first. Akrazi gives you 4 teleorbs, to try to teleport the stone of Jazz away during the ritual. Ali gives you a Ruf's heart, which you must use during the ritual to try to break Zemirigal's control of a Ruf, whom Ali thinks Zemirigal will be using during the ritual. Finally, Ali thinks that Azanadra may be their closest ally, so you must visit him first. The solution to the collar puzzle. Advertisement. The desk in the library. Advertisement. Help from Azanadra. Head to the Sentisan temple and talk to Azanadra. Ask him about the quest and he will be surprised that you know of him attending the ritual and assumes that Ali must have told you for a good reason. You will tell him of the proposed alliance, of Lucian and the stone. He will reveal that his spies have informed him of Lucian's possession of the staff, but that he himself is not familiar with the stone. You will briefly explain it to him and he will set you on another task. Azanadra has stored some of Zarao's power in 4 beacons, which he asks you to place at the ritual site, with the northern and southern and western and eastern ones facing each other, to be able to use the power within to defeat Lucian. You will get the beacons and say goodbye. Traveling to Garok. Items needed: Ring of Visibility, Rope, and all the items from previous step, 4x teleorbs, a Ruf's heart and 4x beacons. Items recommended: Super Energy Potions, food to heal from water fiend attacks inside Garok, or an alternative is to pray range /midge. A weapon to speed up killing the guard and protection from dragonfire are also recommended. Head to Garok, the site on which the ritual of rejuvenation will take place. It is highly recommended to be careful not to click the iron and steel dragons by mistake. As long as you don't attack them, you will not need anti-dragon fire equipment, as they are non-aggressive. Although it is fairly isolated, there are several ways to travel to the fortress. Use the Framinic province lodestone and then walk north to the canoe within the Trollweiss Hunter area, which will transport you to where Jalan was frozen. Then walk past the ice block into the Garok area. Use the Arctic Bear Familiar to teleport to the snowy Trollweiss Hunter area, and then walk west and take the canoe. From where the canoe lands, walk past the cave where Jalan was frozen, then carry on up the hill to the Garok fortress. This is a quick and safe route and lands you right where your grave would appear should you die. Teleport to the Trollweiss Hunter area using the Fairy Ring system, code DKS, then walk north and then west to the canoe, which will take you to Garok fortress. Use the Enchanted Lyre to teleport to Releka, then run northeast to the Trollweiss Hunter area, then walk north and then west to the canoe, which will take you to Garok fortress. Use the Ardugn /Egevil teleport lever, or walk, to level 56 wilderness. You will also need a sharp object, such as a knife to slash the web. From here run all the way west past the agility course. Requires passing through the wilderness. Ice Plateau Teleport, a lunar spellbook. Requires passing through the wilderness in addition to having level 89 in magic. Garrock Teleport, ancient spellbook. Requires passing through the wilderness in addition to having level 96 in magic. Lava Titan Teleport to level 40 wilderness just southeast of the fortress. Requires passing through the wilderness. Using the wilderness teleport portals to randomly travel to high-level wilderness. Requires passing through the wilderness. Once at Garrock, you may wish to collect the heat globe to save some time. See part, Finding the Stone of Jazz. The heat globe needed can be found in the south western section of the first underground floor of Garrock. Preparing the ritual site. After arriving at Garrock, go east and squeeze past the ice block, and climb over the pillar in the southern part of the courtyard, near the red line on the minimap. After climbing over the pillar, there is a tunnel in the ice-covered wall. Climb through it, you are standing on the ritual plateau. Avoid the undead dwarves that wander the plain. If one sees you, a wizard will appear and teleport you to a cell in Zemerigal's fort. You can lift a tile at the east of the cell and then dig a hole. If you don't have a chisel and spade on your tool belt, search the bed. Climb down the hole. And to get back to the ritual site, head north or east once outside of the building. When heading back to the plain, be aware there is one armored zombie on the southeast side of the castle. A good way to avoid the dwarves is to run around the edge of the map, although this makes positioning beacons more difficult. When you place a beacon, open up the world map and double-click on the map to set a marker on the exact location of your beacon. By doing that, an arrow will constantly be flashing on your minimap in the direction of your marker, which is where your beacon is, allowing you to easily position yourself across from it. You will now have to place several items which will aid the allies in battle around the ritual site. A Ruf's Heart, a short distance north of the southern beacon tree, is a ritual marker. Place a Ruf's Heart in the rocks which are several paces south of the marker and a pace east. If you cannot place the heart in a pile of rocks, you are at the wrong place. Northern beacon, run west from the ice entrance at the north of the plateau. Place it on the closest tree. Southern beacon, run directly south, and place the second beacon in the tree southwest of the ritual stone. If this is done correctly, you should have a message saying the south beacon is opposite the northern beacon. Eastern beacon, run to Moverio in the southeast, and head north from him. Place the beacon in the first large tree you see. Western beacon, run directly west of the eastern tree and place the final beacon in the large tree, positioned between two smaller trees. Rope, go to the northwest corner of the plateau and look for an overhanging tree, a tree that cannot be chopped down. It is the closest large tree to the cavern. Use a rope on it to create a rope climb from the beach to the plateau. This will be used for your allies to climb to the ritual. From now on, you can also use the rope yourself to get between the canoe landing site and the plateau without having to go past the dragons around Garrock. To make sure the beacons are correctly placed, place 2 on 2 of the sides. On the third and fourth beacons, if you place them and it is correct, you will receive a message saying that the beacon you placed is also in the direction of the other beacon. If placed incorrectly, you will receive a message saying that it feels right, but it's not placed in conjunction with the other beacon. Advertisement. The fenced area at Garrock Courtyard. Advertisement. A map of the ritual site. Zemirigal's Fort. You must now head to Zemirigal's Fort, which is due west of Muvario and southwest of the ritual site. Once you arrive at the castle, kill the armored zombie outside the main entrance at the south end to gain a code key for the main entrance and some decoder strips. Read the code key. It will have 4 letters, for example AIBF. Attempt to open the main entrance door. You need to translate the letters into a numeric code that opens the door. Move the first decoder strip, numbered 1, on top of the first letter on the left. In the example which is used here, AIBF, this would be the A, using the arrow keys in the corner. The slot in the strip will reveal a number. This is the first number of the code. Repeat for the second, third, and fourth strips and letters. For example, code AIBF is decoded as follows. Strip 1 goes over the A line, number, in this case a 6. Strip 2 goes over I, revealing 3. Strip 3 goes over B, revealing 0. And finally, strip 4 goes over F, revealing 2. Input the code you receive, here, 6302, into the dials in the center of the door to open it. Use the arrows up and down to select the number, then click on the right arrow once to input it. Click on the left arrow to remove one number. The first number will be put in the first slot, the second in the second, etc. Go through the door into the main room on the ground floor and search the crate that is just north of the eastern weapon rack for the storeroom code key. Read this code and use it to open the storeroom door to the west in the same way the main entrance was opened. In the north part of the storeroom, search the crates there to get a reliquary code key and the heart magic notes. Read them, they will reveal that the further Zemirigal is from Earth, the stronger his resistance will be. Thus, he made a prism from glass to strengthen his grip, but it failed to function. In the Karamja volcano, Zemirigal found some obsidian, out of which he made a working prism, which he hid in the fort to avoid the clumsy zombies breaking it. Now go into the main room and climb the stairs to the west. Walk through the hallway. Zemirigal and Sharath are in a locked room on this floor. Stand in front of both the locked doors and in turn and you will overhear them discussing their plans. Their zombie army is full strength and Araf is in position. As you walk back, Zemirigal will say that he has spotted the intruder, but it turns out to be just him practicing a speech. Go up the eastern stairs and use the new code strip to enter the reliquary. Once inside, smash the black stone in the south of the room. The black stone is the black prism. The notes speak of strengthening Zemirigal's control over Earth. You are done in the fortress and may exit it. Finding the Stone of Jazz. Talk to Muvario in the southeastern corner of the plateau. Be careful not to get caught by the undead Brovs, since they patrol this area and can stop you in mid-conversation and send you to the jail cell. You may have to talk to him more than once, but will learn that he senses the Stone of Jazz is nearby, hidden somewhere. He also senses shadow magic. While wearing the Ring of Visibility, run west along the south side to find a normally invisible shadow pedestal. It is deactivated, thus you should get a heat globe. Investigating the pedestal will reveal it is similar to the ones in Garok. The heat globe next to the ice block entrance west of the Steel Dragon area does not work. Despite the fact that you can bring it to the plateau via the roped tree, meaning you must get the globe inside the fortress in the southwestern section. Be careful of ice fiends. If you didn't collect a heat globe earlier, then you must collect it from the southwestern section of the first underground level of Garok. The heat globes that melt the giant ice blocks on either side of the castle will not work. If you are not fully prepared for the upcoming fight, return to a bank and prepare before entering. Dying during the upcoming fights will. Place your gravestone outside Garok, near the entrance to the ritual site cavern. Climb the rope to retry. By respawning in Egevel or Varrock, using the fairy ring code DKS and running to your grave, you should be able to reach your grave within 2 minutes. However, and this may be a glitch, even if you get back to your gravestone, it may not allow you to recover anything. If you try to put heat globe on the shadow pedestal and it says that could be a good idea, but you've got other things to do first, it means that the beacons are not aligned properly, a roof's heart has not been placed yet, or that you haven't talked to Moverio after smashing the prism. If you are completely sure the beacons are in their correct alignment, talk to Moverio to the east of the shadow pedestal, and he will place the heat globe in the pedestal. A few players have removed a beacon from a tree and put it back in the tree. This also has worked. Some report that reading the notes /Dathana's message will also fix this. Keep your codes on you as well, the glitch may occur if you destroy them during this section. Advertisement. Zemarigal's Fortress. An example of the puzzle. The code reads EIHC, thus the final strip must be placed on the C, revealing that the number is 2. Smashing the obsidian prism. Advertisement. The hidden entrance revealed. Advertisement. Show. The Stone of Jazz. Prepare yourself for the final fight. Pass through the entrance you opened in the south on the plateau. You will be in a large ice cavern. The passage to the east is blocked by an energy barrier that cannot be passed at this time. Go down the other passage. And, the Stone of Jazz will be there. Touch it to trigger a vision of the past, like during while Guthix sleeps. The fortress of Anarkal, which is now known as the Demonic Ruins, will be shown in the year 3100 of the Third Age, the last part of the God Wars. Zamorakian and Saradominist forces are engaged in a huge battle. Commander Zuliana is seen facing the huge Zamorakian demon, Kairil Zazaroth. As they battle, Kairil gets the upper hand and blasts Zuliana away, mortally wounding her. He takes a final look at her unconscious body and departs. Saradomin himself comes to rescue her and takes her to the Fist of Guthix arena, where the Stone of Jazz lies, and heals her. He shows her the Stone of Jazz, which he calls the Eye of Saradomin, and tells her that Zamorak returned from his banishment and started a war in order to reclaim it, and it was the most prominent tool he used to attain godhood. Commander Zuliana vs. Kairil. Zazaroth. Saradomin arrives to save Commander Zuliana. Saradomin uses the Stone of Jazz. The Ritual of Rejuvenation. Setups. Equipment setups, expand to view. After every battle, you are able to click out of the cushions or simply teleport out once they have finished, as your progress will be saved. If you die during a battle, your grave will either appear near the rope on the tree west of the entrance to the plateau or inside Garok. Khazad's Revenge. After the cutscene ends, you will find out that touching the stone has triggered an alarm. You will then be teleported outside, where Certifi is waiting along with Akrazi, Ali the Wise, and a battalion of temple knights. According to Ali, the ritual has commenced and the ritual plateau is flooded with fighting mahjarrat. You will head for the ritual site, but suddenly be intercepted by General Khazad and 6 elite Khazad guards. He will reveal that Ali the Wise is actually the mahjarrat. Wayziyatel, much to the fear of Akrazi, who will suffer a panic attack. Wayziyatel and you will convince him to stay calm, and General Khazad will proceed to attack you. After the cutscene ends, General Khazad and his forces will attack you. Khazad uses a long-range magic attack, which can be blocked with the Protect from Magic or Deflect Magic prayers. You are aided in this fight by Certifi and Wayziyatel, who aid you in attacking Khazad, and several Temple Knights, who will attack his minions. During the fight, your combat stats are boosted significantly by your contact with the Stone of Jazz, meaning that even those meeting the minimum requirements for the quest will have their stats boosted over level 99. As such, you will be able to hit significantly higher than you normally can, and your summoning familiar's damage will be boosted too. It is recommended to not use Saradomin brews as food, as they will lower your bonuses from the Stone of Jazz. Periodically throughout the fight, Khazad will summon his Hellhound Bouncer, who will constantly inflict small amounts of damage on you. You cannot attack Bouncer, so when Khazad summons him, lure him over to Wayziyatel, who will kill him for you. It is possible to lure Khazad next to Wayziyatel, so whenever Bouncer is summoned it will die instantly. Most players should have no trouble with Khazad, but if he is proving difficult, it is possible to hide behind a tree and let Certifi and Wayziyatel defeat him. Khazad is hit by Wayziyatel's spell. Battle of the Mahjarrat 1, Ice Titans. Once General Khazad is defeated, he teleports away and you proceed to the ritual site. Finding it strangely deserted, Wayziyatel senses a nearby Mahjarrat. He steps forward and calls for General Khazad to reveal himself. Instead, Lucian appears. After taunting your group, he summons 4 enhanced Ice Titans. Certifi calls Iria via Comorb and requests reinforcements. The immediate arrival of a support group of Guardians of Armadil signals the beginning of the first battle against Lucian's forces. Touching the Stone of Jazz. Advertisement. The Temple Knights march to battle. General Khazad summons Bouncer to aid him. Advertisement. Throughout the battle, Lucian will duel Wayziyatel, although he will regularly cast a spell at you. If it hits the ground where you are standing, a pillar of darkness shoots up that deals several hits of 1000 plus damage each. When you see a smoking black skull flying towards you, move at least 2 squares away from where you're standing and continue attacking the Ice Titans. If an Ice Titan freezes you before you can evade Lucian's spell, you may be hit for massive damage, so make sure your health is up. Do not attack Lucian directly, or he will hit you for over 4000 damage. 2 of the enhanced Ice Titans will head for you. Being summoning familiars, they have the ability to run. Turn on Protect from melee or deflect melee and attack them. The Titans have high life points, but protection prayers will help block their melee attack. However, they also have a special attack that encases you in ice. This works similarly to the cocoon attack of Arixxor in that you can break free by rapidly clicking the ground around you. If you do not break free of the ice quickly, it will shatter and deal significant damage. As the Titans are large creatures, try to position them such that only one is attacking you at a time, in order to reduce the number of special attacks used against you. The Titans are extremely weak to the attacks of combat familiars, especially Fire Titans. Even a Caranthal who Overlord is able to hit over 900 life points with its melee attack. It is also recommended to use enchanted ruby crossbow bolts, as they can hit well over 2,000 in the early stages of the battle, and around 500 otherwise, even under 75 ranged, due to the stone's boost to level 150 for this battle. As your summoning level is also boosted, there is no need for summoning potions. A full inventory of sharks or, if feeling confident, monkfish is advised though, to counter the effects of the blood forfeit special attack and in case you fail to fully evade a skull Lucian flung at you. You can only deal damage to the 2 ice titans heading for you. Attacking the other 2 results in no damage and they will attack you even if the weapon /ability hits. Tiffy and Akrazi take down the Ice Titan faster than Iria and her Guardians of Armadil. If using ranged, it is highly advised to trap the Titans. This is done by luring them around the ledge to the east and all the way south. One Titan should be trapped between the rocks and the small dead tree, whereas the other one should be stuck behind the large undead tree, in which you could place a beacon, by the ledge. You can calmly kill one Titan at a time, and move a few squares back or forth when a skull comes at you. There are also a number of other sites where the Titans can be trapped, as they often run behind trees and behind one another. If in doubt, run behind the nearest tree and hope they get stuck. It is usually possible to avoid the spell by stepping a couple of steps forward or backward when it comes, without untrapping the Titans. Trap the Ice Titans here, far southeast, and run back and forth to avoid Lucian's attacks. Battle of the Mahjarrat 2, Ice Demons. After Lucian's enhanced Ice Titans are defeated, Wayziatel will taunt him, after which he will summon 20 level 140 Ice Demons. Even Wayziatel is scared now, and just as he says that they will need help, the Mahjarrat Slisk appears, to the surprise of Lucian, and summons the Barrows brothers to aid in the fight. An enraged Lucian orders his army to attack and another battle begins, in which 2 of the Ice Demons attack you. Tiffy and Iria take on one, with Akrazi, as usual, healing them, and Slisk and the brothers hold off the others while Wayziatel continues to duel Lucian. The Ice Demons use magical and ranged attacks, the magic attack being stronger. It is strongly recommended to protect from magic, as the demons frequently hit 300 against void equipment while protecting against range. Occasionally they will throw icicles that grow on the ground around you, which will block your movement. Protect /deflect midge will not prevent the icicles from forming. You can, however, attack an icicle to break it. It takes a combination of 2 icicle attacks from the demons to create enough to completely surround you, so move away from the icicles when they form. Ranging is recommended as your level will be significantly increased by the stone. The special effect of the ruby bolts, works against the ice demons. Lucian will continue to cast his Black Skull spell at you during this fight, so it is very important to keep moving to avoid being surrounded by icicles when Lucian's spell hits. Combat familiars are not of use in this battle. Unlike the Ice Titan battle, familiars will not be attacked, so a Beast of Burden familiar may be safely used. One strategy to beat them is, when this fight starts, do not move from your current position. Let the Ice Demons come to you so you have enough room to see Lucian's attack coming at you. Protect /deflect midge during this fight and try to split up the 2 demons. This will help when they start growing icicles and for Lucian's attack. When fighting one, the other will range /midge you from a distance, and when Lucian's Attack /icicles appear near you, run and fight the other demon. This is a good way to avoid being trapped by icicles and avoid being blasted. By Lucian. Carol the Tainted will attack the ice demons fighting you, if he is in range of them with his crossbow. It is advised therefore to stay near Carol, as his shots occasionally cause damage to the demons. Another strategy, using range, is to run in a circle or crescent shape around the demons. Run a few paces, fire a single bolt, then run a few more paces. This can be done either in a complete circle, passing to the north through the busy part of the battle, or in a crescent shape with two curves, running a curve from northwest to southeast or east, then going a few steps in forward/out and reversing the curve. The constant movement should reduce the risk from icicles and Lucian's spell, while still getting in constant hits on the demons. This approach involves using the best range gear available. For high levels, black dragon hide is sufficient, a crossbow and ruby bolts. If using the ruby bolts, you must use a level 70 crossbow. Protect from Midge. It is advisable to activate it before climbing the rope and starting the cutscene. 2 to 3 prayer potions, a healing familiar such as a bunny ip, and high-level food, sharks or even monkfish are sufficient at high levels. The main risk with this approach is making sure to watch your prayer points, as you will need to use potions to stay above 0. The player will still take some damage from range but will only need to heal occasionally if using a familiar. This allows the player to stay mobile. Once the Barrows brothers are done killing the ice demons, they will help you kill the demons. Khazad teleports away after the fight. Lucian summons some enhanced ice titans. Battling the ice titans. Advertisement. Lucian's army of ice demons. Fighting the ice demons. Watch out for the icicles. Advertisement. The beginning of the ritual. Once the ice demons are killed, Lucian will grow tired of your attempts to stop him, and turn to a more important subject, the ritual of rejuvenation. At this point, multiple mahjarrat will teleport to the ritual site, including Inakra, who believes that her rival Axe Hanakos, who also appears, should be sacrificed in the ritual. More mahjarrat, including Zemirigal, Azanadra, and General Khazad, will appear and argue over who will be sacrificed. Hazel will also appear for players who chose to revive him during Hazel cult. Lucian decrees that as the most powerful mahjarrat, he alone will decide who is sacrificed. And he pulls the frozen Jalan from the cavern beneath, choosing him as the sacrifice. Sharath-Tirurk's armored zombies and Arath. It is possible to reach this point in the quest without the necessary crafting level. However, it is recommended to get 76 crafting before starting this battle, as the repairing of the beacon needs 76 crafting. Waziatel protests, claiming that Lucian must be the sacrifice due to the threat he presents. While Waziatel attacks Lucian again, Slisk summons the Barrows brothers for the second time. Zemirigal counters by calling his gargoyle minion Sharath-Tirurk, who will summon 4 level 91 armored zombies. Help the Barrows brothers defeat the armored zombies, who will focus on the Barrows brothers and will not attack you back. Keep an eye out for Lucian's spell. Zemirigal will then order Sharath-Tirurk to summon Arath, who engages all 6 Barrows brothers at once. Your job is to attack Arath, while evading Lucian's dark magic as before, until he turns his attention to you, then lure him over to the rocks to the south, where you planted his heart. Once he comes close enough to it, Aruf will break Zemurigal's control over him. Move around and watch as the hero of Varrock viciously turns on his former master. When Aruf turns his attention to you, it is best to move only a few paces at a time and wait for Aruf to catch up before moving again. If you move too far away, Aruf will stop following and return to battle the Barrows brothers. If this happens, you must attack him until you gain his attention again. The provocability is useful here. If you have a combat follower out, it is best to dismiss it when Aruf starts following you. Otherwise, it is possible that the combat familiar and Aruf will fight. If this occurs, when Aruf gets his heart back, the familiar's attack may distract Aruf from attacking Zemurigal. Instead, Aruf will stand near the rock pile where his heart was hidden, and will not move. This is a glitch, and the only way to overcome it is to leave the battle, return, and fight the fourth battle again from its start. It's also possible for Aruf to get stuck if you don't successfully click through all the dialogues. It's possible to attack Aruf again, and walk around the rock for another attempt. Zemurigal will plead to Lucian for aid. When Lucian ignores him, Zemurigal calls for everyone present to attack him, while every other mahjarrat present turns on Lucian. Azanadra tells you that the southern beacon has broken, and that you must repair it in order for him to call upon the power of Zaraos and end the battle. Lucian retaliates by summoning a level 160 Glarka to stop you. Turn on Protect from ranged or Protect from magic and gather the 4 pieces while avoiding the Glarka. Assemble them by clicking on one piece in your inventory, then place the beacon back into the tree. At that point, Lucian calls for the fighting to stop, and proceeds with the ritual. Alternatively, you can use this Glarka as practice by killing it. This Glarka has the same drops as the ones located in the cave. The Ritual of Rejuvenation. Lucian stops the fighting and performs the Ritual of Rejuvenation, sacrificing Jalan's life in order to renew every other mahjarrat. As each mahjarrat is rejuvenated, his or her appearance changes to more resemble a human being. Stronger, Azanadra strikes Lucian with the power of Zaraos in 2 massively damaging attacks. While the attacks deal enormous damage to Lucian, leaving him with about a quarter of his life points remaining, he shrugs them off, claiming that he merely felt them. In response, he summons the Stone of Jazz and touches it, amplifying his power even further. However, before he can use it, Sithaf, Strysath and, although he cannot be seen yet, Sakurth arrive and proclaim Lucian to be the false user, whom they will destroy. Iria attempts to bargain with the Dragonkin and convince them to enter an alliance against a common enemy. However, as a demonstration of their power, Sithaf and Strysath simply incinerate her instead. The Dragonkin explain that while others such as Lucian may draw power from the Stone of Jazz, their power is the Stone of Jazz, and its misuse enrages them. Lucian attacks the Dragonkin, and a fight commences. The first Dragonkin, Sithaf, attempts to apprehend Lucian, although Lucian knocks him to the ground with the staff and prepares to impale him. The second, Strysath, then grabs him from behind, making him drop the staff. Although he succeeds in disarming Lucian and dragging him a few meters away, Strysath too is soon knocked to the ground. When it looks like Lucian is winning, the third Dragonkin, Sakurth, picks up the Staff of Armadil and hits Lucian from behind, shattering the staff's orb in the process. He then impales Lucian with the remnants of the staff, slaying the false user. With a last cry, Lucian's life ends. The Dragonkin claim to feel slightly better now. and make a threat to destroy the world. They then fly off. Inakra, who is scared, quickly teleports away, followed by Axhanakos, Hazil, Khazad, Zemaragal and Azanadra follow, leaving only you, Tiffy, Akrazi, Waziatel and Slisk behind. The mahjarrat are rejuvenated by the ritual. Azanadra channels power through the beacons to deal devastating damage to Lucian. Lucian summons and touches the Stone of Jazz. The Dragonkin are summoned and kill Iria in a display of their power. Sakurth shatters the staff of Armadil on Lucian. Lucian reveals the sacrifice. The Barrows brothers aid you in fighting the zombies. The mahjarrat attack Lucian. Advertisement. Lucian performing the ritual of rejuvenation. Hide. Sakurth stabs Lucian with the staff, killing him. Wrath of the Dragonkin. Slisk is impressed by your skill and tries to convert you into a Barrows brother, but Akrazi jumps in the way, saving you. Becoming a Barrows White himself, Akrazi the Doomed. Slisk seems content and quickly teleports away, escaping Tiffis. Vengeance. Waziatel laughs, claiming that, if nothing, you can always trust that you can't trust Slisk. As a favor to you, he teleports back to Nada to avoid seeing what happens to the stone. Despite your suggestion to keep the stone as a nice garden feature in your house, Tiffy summons Therisk who, with help from the player and Tiffy, performs a mathematical spell placing the stone deep underground in an unknown place. You then all teleport away together back to Falada. However, rather than returning straight to Falada, you enter a burnt-down version of Draenor. As the three of you run forward, Dragonfire incinerates Therisk, just after he thought he saw Iria. And indeed, Iria, Duradel and Gommel are standing there, but when each of the heroes are approached, they retreat and exclaim "We're already dead" before dying and disappearing. Going further will lead you to Lucian's body with Curadel crying next to it, as well as another deceased hero, this time Hazelmere. In the next alley stands Sloane and Akrazi the Doomed walks by. Follow him to the bank, where suddenly Sithaf appears. After a short chase scene, the Dragonkin hit and kill Tiffy, and wound you. They let you go, telling you this is a vision of the future. Kashin Gallery. The Stone of Jazz hidden once more. You arrive in a ruined version of Draenor village. Curadel cries over Lucian's corpse. The Dragonkin attack Tiffy is hit as Draenor burns. You return to Falada, and Tiffy doesn't recollect the dream as you do. Nevertheless, he is pleased that Lucian is dead, and rewards you. Quest complete. After the quest, Egevel appears to have been attacked by the Dragonkin, just as they stated in the vision. Rewards. 3 quest points. 110,000 experience. 40,000 experience. 40,000 experience. 380,000 experience lamps, only available for skills level 72 and higher. Access to Bane Ore, the spell Tune Bane Ore, and the ability to fletch Bane arrows and Bane bolts. Access to the spell Storm of Armadil and the ability to create Armadil runes. Access to a new Barrows brother, Akrazi the Doomed, and his equipment. Access to Glarkors and the DKQ Fairy Ring. After entering the Glarka Cave, the Stone of Jazz will give the player a 3 to 6% damage bonus in the surrounding area. Access to the mahjarrat ritual site and the majority of Zemaragal's fort. The east side of the ground floor remains inaccessible, requiring dishonor among thieves. Returning to the ritual site and speaking to a roof near the location of the northern beacon will grant the player 3000 experience. Access to a bloodwood tree south of the ritual plateau. Completing this quest and Fate of the Gods unlocks rune dragons through the world gate. Advertisement. Accuracy saves you from slisks. Attempt to convert you into a wight of his. The nightmarish vision of Drain a village. Advertisement. The Great Chase. The Dragonkin are after you. 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 hearts of ice. Music unlocked. The records chamber, in Temple Knight's archives, can also be unlocked during the King of the Dwarfs quest. Kethsi, upon entering the plane of Kethsi, can be unlocked before even starting the quest. Strength of Saradomin, if not already unlocked, when Saradomin heals Zilyana. Return of Lucian, when Lucian summons the Ice Titans. Post-quest mini-quest. Main article, Rebuilding Egevil. After the attack on Egevil at the end of the quest, players can speak to Mandrith and offer their services to help rebuild the town. By doing so, players can earn additional experience in several skills, and a Dragonkin lamp. Achievements. About Kin Time, 5, help Mandrith rebuild after the ritual of the mahjarrat. Bane Tuner, 25, unlock the spell Tune Bane or during or after the quest. Chilling with a Roof, 20, put a roof to rest after the ritual of the mahjarrat quest. Required for completing. Completion of ritual of the mahjarrat is required for the following. Kosshi's Troubles. Mauritania Achievements. Elite, Bros Before Barrows. Rebuilding Egevil. Obtaining the additional rewards for Fate of the Gods. One of a Kind. The World Wakes. Redeeming the Dragonkin Lamp, Mr. Mordort. Gallery. Concept art of the faces of the mahjarrat. Concept art for Khazad's troops. Early mahjarrat faces, and the scrapped injured rover and Belkina. A leaked image of a work in progress version of Wayazia Tells. Rejuvenated chat head. Concept art of the Dragonkin. Concept art of the ritual marker. The head banner used after release of the quest. Another head banner used. Egevil after the player's vision. The icon of ritual of the mahjarrat. When it appears on the featured tab of the Adventures interface. Transcript. This article on a quest has an associated dialogue page. Click here for a transcript of possible conversations encountered throughout the quest. Trivia. Ritual of the mahjarrat had the most requirements of any quest at the time of its release, with 105 quests, 125 kudos and the Abyss. Mini-quest needed, until the release of Children of Ma on the 21st of November 2016. On the first day of the quest's release, the reward portion on the quest helps set a fireball set the rewards alight. Come back tomorrow. When we've put out the fire. While speaking to Lady Table in the Temple Knight's archive, she mentions sightings of reprehensible snowgreys poking fun at Yeti/Bigfoot sightings and their credibility. After completing the quest, a player's adventurer's log will read I took part in a huge mahjarrat ritual, encountered a new breed of enemy and helped hide an ancient relic. When hit by a fireball, the game box will say you've stayed too long out of cover. Then, you feel as if you are moving around and finally with pirates save you and bring you back to the gates of Mosla harmless. Advertisement. As an Adra dealing 9001 damage to Lucian. Others like you also viewed VDE show. VDE, show. VDE, show. VDE, show. VDE, show. VDE, show. If you are wielding a dragonfire shield that isn't fully charged on Mosler harmless, if you get hit by a fireball it will add a charge to the shield. When telling Juna about the quest you say, after the dragonkin killed Lucian, we hid the stone somewhere safe. To which Juna replies it is good that the stone is once more hidden away, but the damage has been done. Lucian was dangerous, but these dragonkin could end up destroying everything. When General Khazad summons Bouncer, Waziatel will kill it while saying your dog can't help you now, a play on words from when Kaljur the warmonger yells, your god can't help you now. As an Adra does 9001 damage to Lucian, a reference to the anime Dragon Ball Z. In the burnt-down version of Draina Village, 2 normally non-existing redberry bushes that can be picked from can be found. One west of the marketplace and the other south of the wheat field. RuneScape posted an official trailer for Ritual of the Mahjarrat on YouTube named Ritual of the Mahjarrat. It features many of the Mahjarrat preparing for and / or teleporting to the ritual. When the quest appears on the featured section of the Adventures interface, it is given the description the planets have aligned, signaling the ritual of the Mahjarrat. If he becomes rejuvenated, with an arsenal of weapons taken from the gods themselves, will you be able to stop Lucian achieving total dominance? During RuneFest 2010, concept art of Belkina, a character who was supposed to be in Ritual of the Mahjarrat, was shown. However, upon release of the quest, she did not appear and had been written out of the storyline for unknown reasons. Ritual of the Mahjarrat. Mahjarrat Quest Series. Slisk Quest Series. Temple Night Quest Series. Aruf Quest Series. Dragonkin Quest Series. Categories. Community content is available under CCBISA unless otherwise noted. More fandoms. Fantasy RuneScape. Fatacrazy While Barrows Steadfast RuneScape Refined Ruin Delete of the Guthix Black. Explore Properties. Fandom. Muthid. Fanatical. Follow US. Overview. What is fandom? About. Careers. Press. Contact. Terms of use. Privacy policy. Digital Services Act. Global Sitemap. Local Sitemap. Community. Community Central. Support. Help. Advertise. Media Kit. Contact. Fandom apps. Take your favorite fandoms with you and never miss a beat. Popular pages. Falada Massacre. Armor / melee armor. Treasure. Trails / guide / coordinates. Armor / magic armor. Iron Man mode / strategies. Fan Pulse, New Elden Ring. RuneScape Wiki is a fandom games community. View mobile site, follow on IG, TikTok, join Fan Lab.